Yo, what's good, YouTube? Back, Money Mason UFC picks. Um, Today we're gonna go over UFC 328, and we're gonna go over some of my picks. Who I think's gonna win the fights, how they're gonna play out. Maybe help you guys make some money on some betting. And anyway, we're just gonna get right into it. I reckon it's a pretty stacked card. It's a pretty good card. There's a lot. Some it's just some pretty close fights, and there's some, not so close, but we're gonna go over all of them, and you know, no women fights on the card, so that's always good. But We're gonna start with Clayton Carpenter versus Jose Ochia. I'm gonna go with Jose Ochia here. He's a pretty slick striker. Clayton Carpenter's gonna try to grapple with him. That could happen. I don't think so. Ochia, he has two losses. He's 8-2, but he has good losses. He lost to Loner Kavanaugh first, and then he lost to the ASO. It's one of those guys with a crazy name, but he's a good prospect at lightweight. Anyway, he lost to him, so he has two losses are good. Clayton Carpenter, on the other hand, had some ugly losses. His two losses are not really good at all, and he's on a 2-fight skid. But Jose Ochia here, I think, he's gonna get this one done. I'm gonna say Jose Ochia 30-27 decision. All right, moving up the card. Sarsakayev versus DeJordan Santos. I'm gonna go with Sarsakayev here for sure. This is a pretty easy one. He's a lock for sure. I'm gonna go with Sarsakayev first round submission. They're trying to build him up in the UFC middleweight division, and I think he's a pretty good fighter. He's one of those Russian guys, but he can strike a little bit, so that's good. But I could see him running into some trouble maybe in the first round, striking with DeJordan Santos, and then he's like, okay, let me take this thing down, let me get it over with, and that's what he's gonna do. Kind of like what he did in his last fight. But yeah, I could see him doing that. All right, I mean we're gonna run through these ones at the beginning pretty fast, then we're gonna more of a breakdown of the previous fights. The later fights. Um, Next on the card, we got Pat Sabatini versus William Gomez. I'm gonna go with Pat Sabatini. He's a good fighter. Not necessarily a good fighter, but he's good at winning fights. He got really good grappling, really good grappling. William Gomez, he's French too. I don't like picking French people to win fights. That's just how it is. We'll go with the American Pat Sabatini. He's gonna take William Gomez down. William Gomez is gonna run. He's gonna circle the cage, circle on the back. He's gonna be on the back foot the whole time. But I could see Pat Sabatini giving up against the fence, putting him on the ground, and either winning this fight by submission. But I'm really gonna go with like a 29-28 decision, or grappling heavy 29-28 decision. William Gomez is gonna try to keep it on the feet. I don't think he's gonna be able to. I think Pat Sabatini's got good. He's got really good grappling, and I think William Gomez has a loss to like Hyder Mill, and Pat Sabatini he lost to Diego Lopez, which that's not a bad loss. Which they have more than a loss. I'm just going off like their last losses, and Pat Sabatini looked good in his last fight. So I'm gonna go with Pat Sabatini by 29. 29-28 decision. I'm gonna go with that. Grappling heavy. All right, this next one. I actually really like this next fight. Roman Kopylov versus Marco Tulio. Man, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one for me. I really like Marco Tulio as a fighter. I like him. He got knocked out bad. He got did really bad by Christian Leroy Duncan in his last fight. And Kopylov, he's been fighting and he's been losing, but he's been fighting good fighters. Like he lost to in his last fight he lost to Pablo. No, his last fight he lost to Gregory Rodriguez. That's not bad. And he lost to Pablo Costa. And, we seen what Pablo Costa did to Mirzakhanov. So like That's not a bad loss as well. But Kopylov, I'm just like, I don't know which Kopylov I'm going to get, in the fight. So if he comes out and fights and he doesn't wait till the third round to start actually throwing, I can see a Kopylov masterclass and just beat up on Tulio the whole fight. Or I could see Tulio steal the first 2 rounds because Kopylov isn't doing anything. And then, he starting to fight in the third round. And it's a 29-28 decision for Tulio's way. But I got a feeling that I really like Marco Tulio. But I got a feeling Roman Kopylov's going to get this one done. I hope he doesn't. I'm going to be rooting for Tulio, but I got a weird feeling that Kopylov's going to get this one done. So I don't want to go against my gut, and I'm going to go with Roman Kopylov. All right, next fight: Jim Miller versus Jared Gordon. I didn't even know this was announced. Jared Gordon didn't look good his last fight, but then again, Jim Miller did bad by Chase Hooper, and Chase Hooper is not a good fighter. So I'm going to go with Jared Gordon. Yeah, I can see Jared Gordon getting this one done. It's going to be a scrap. Jim Miller's a tough dude. It's going to be a scrap, but I see a 30-27 Jared Gordon's way. Yeah, but it's probably going to be a scrap. Jared Gordon could get him out of there. Let me hydrate. I could see maybe Jim Miller catch him with a guillotine or something, but you can't put your money on that. I'm going to go with Jared Gordon by 30-27 decision. Moving up the card, this is a good fight. Grant Dawson versus Mateusz Rebecki. Now, Rebecki's a dog now. He is. And Grant Dawson's going to try to get that grappling off of him. But Grant Dawson he's been knocked out a few times, and he's got a glass chin. I'm going to go Rebecki here. And I'm going to go with Rebecki. Yeah, I think Rebecki's going to get this one done by first or second round knockout. Let me think. I'm going to go Rebecki's second round knockout. Okay? Rebecki's second round knockout. I could see, Grant Dawson getting off, doing good in the first round. I don't know if he's going to take Rebecki down. I don't know if he's going to be able to take Rebecki down or not. Maybe he will be. But Rebecki's been in some wars, and just Grant Dawson does not have the chin for a war. You know what I'm saying? I want to say Rebecki's getting this done, but Grant Dawson is a really good fighter. Not on the feet. He's buns on the feet. But grappler, he's an elite grappler. So if he's just going to get this one out and lay on him the whole fight, get 30-27, I could see that happening. But I also see Rebecki just, knocking him out, to be honest, in the second round. Like I say, second round knockout. Grant Dawson, he did bad by Manuel Torres, which Manuel Torres is a bad boy. But, we're not talking about that. But I'm gonna go with Rebecki on that one by second round knockout. Moving up the card, Joel Alvarez versus y'all gotta bear with me on this guy's name, Yaroslav Amazov. I don't know, but I know he's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter, is what I know. Good grappler. They put him up against Neil Magny. They gave him the old Neil Magny test, you know what I'm saying? He passed with flying colors, and, he's 29-1. And that's a hell of a record, professional record. And he lost to, what's the Jamaican? It's a Jamaican dude, and he's on the White House. He's not the White House card. He's on the Netflix card. Is his name like Jared Jackson or... I don't know, but anyway, he lost to him by knockout. So if you're going to beat this dude, you're going to have to catch him. And Joel Alvarez looked really good in his last fight against Vicente Luque. But I think Yaroslav's he's going to hold him down. He's going to get the back. And I think he can rear naked choke him in the second round or third round. But I'm going to go with Yaroslav Amasov. Amasov. I don't know. I'm not good with his name. I think this dude's Ukraine. I think this dude's from Ukraine, but I'm not sure. I might be wrong about that. I think this dude's Ukrainian, but I don't know about that, dude. Might have to fact check me on that one. He's from one of those countries over there, but it's not Russia. I think it's Ukraine. But he's a bad boy. He's a good grappler. I'm a fan of him. I don't really normally like grapplers, but this guy, I think he's a Bellator guy. I think he was in Bellator, or well, it was either Bellator or One, or PFL, or One. Or, it was one of those other UFC. It wasn't the UFC. He won all those other fights in that. But anyway, I'm gonna go with him by submission. Yaroslav Amasov. I know who he is. His name's tough. But yeah, I got him by second round rear naked choke submission. Moving up the card. Why is this so high up on the card? Joel Alvarez. I mean, there's a few fights that should be over this. Ateba Gutierrez versus Ozzy Diaz. Ateba Gutierrez should get him out of there first round knockout. Should. I feel like Gutierrez's last fight was tougher than Ozzy Diaz. He fought, was it Pulaev? That's a way tougher fight than Ozzy Diaz, I feel like. But Gutierrez fighting Ozzy Diaz, and he's going to slime him out in the first round. I'm sure of it. Ozzy Diaz is game now. Ozzy Diaz, I watched the Ozzy Diaz fight. You know, he's just putting it on a dude in the third round. You know, he gets a win. But, yeah, that dude wasn't a Ateba Gutierrez. I mean, they're trying to build Ateba Gutierrez up to be like a monster, which he is, but I don't know if he's as good as everybody. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be that good, but the UFC's building him up, getting him some experience in the octagon. And if he wins this one, they need to give him a jump up in the rankings. They need to give him I ain't going to say a Marvin Vettori, but like somewhere in there, like the 25 rank, Matt. And I can't think of a name off the top of my head. If I sit down and I might do winners. I might do after this card. I might do like a who should fight next, like for the important fight. So you might see that coming out after this card. But Ateba Gutierrez versus Ozzy Diaz. I got Ateba Gutierrez first round knockout. All right. Moving up the card. King Green versus the hardest hitter 145er. Fighting at 155 though. Jeremy Stephens. Who the is that guy? You know what I mean? But King Green. I'm not calling him King Green. Bobby Green versus Jeremy Stephens. I'm going to go with the hardest hitting 145er, Jeremy Stephens here, boy. Yes. Jeremy Stephens. In the big 2026, still in the UFC. You know, he fought bare knuckle. He went and did this and that. And he is one tough SOB. And Bobby Green, good fighter, hard to hit, but I don't consider him tough at all. And I think Jeremy Stephens' last fight with Mason Jones, which Mason Jones is a good prospect in the lightweight division, that was a scrap. Okay. And Jeremy Stephens held his own in that fight. And I think Mason Jones would do Bobby Green bad. But anyway, Bobby Green versus Jeremy Stephens. I'm going to go with Jeremy Stephens. I've been looking at this fight, and I've been thinking my mind's just thought Jeremy Stephens the whole time. Now, Bobby Green could go out there, you know, dance around, piece him up for 3 rounds, 30-27 decision. That could happen. But I'm just going to hope. I mean, Bobby Green's chin, it isn't the best anymore. He beat Daniel Zellhuber. He beat, who's the other guy he beat? That was, he wasn't supposed to. He beat somebody else. Oh, that Lance Gibson Jr., was it? The dude that knocked out, I just said his name when I was talking about Jim Miller, Chase Hooper. Yeah, that guy's not that good. Bobby Green, he's a good fighter. Jeremy Stephens is a good fighter. And I'm going to go with Jeremy Stephens. And you can guess why. Moving up the card, Sean Brady. Wait, did I say Jeremy Stephens? Second round knockout? Third round knockout? Clean up the sport a little, if you know what I mean. Moving up the card, Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. Yeah. And after I just talked trash, I'm going to go to my other alter ego. That is, I don't know. If y'all picked up on my last joke, y'all going to see what I'm talking about here. I'm going to go with Joaquin Buckley. I'm going to go with Joaquin Buckley to get it done against Sean Brady. Sean Brady did bad by Michael Morales in his last fight, first round knockout. And this is interesting because This is why I really like this fight, because the same way that like Kamaru Usman did Joaquin Buckley, Sean Brady can do the same thing to Joaquin Buckley, if you get what I'm saying. But on the other hand, what Michael Morales did to Sean Brady, Joaquin Buckley can do that to Sean Brady. So we're gonna see who made the adjustments, and we're gonna see who made the adjustments. And this is another thing with me. Like Joaquin Buckley, the takedown defense against Kamaru Usman was terrible. But like the fight before that, he fought Kobe Covington, and his takedown defense was excellent. So I don't know if he just didn't, I don't know what he did, or Kamaru Usman's that much better than Kobe Covington these days. But I think Joaquin Buckley's gonna get this one on first round knockout. I think Sean Brady's gonna go for the grappling. He's gonna get stuffed, and Sean Brady is the same guy that got stopped by Bilal Muhammad on the feet. So his stand-up game is terrible unless he's, it's much improved. But we know Joaquin Buckley's got mean stand-up game. So I'm gonna go with Joaquin Buckley getting this one done by first round knockout. Yeah, you like that? First round knockout of Joaquin Buckley. Moving up the card, Alexander Volkov versus my boy Waldo Cortez Acosta. As I said, my boy, so I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go Waldo Cortez Acosta. He's on a good run. I mean, he's winning fights. He's looking great in fights. Volkov, I thought he lost his last fight to Jelton Almeida. Maybe a hot take, maybe not, but I thought he clearly lost that fight. He did more damage, but like he got held down almost the whole fight. I thought he clearly lost that fight. Uh, uh, Volkov, he's tall, he's lanky. Cortez Acosta hadn't fought anybody like that really, but Cortez Acosta has the grappling, he has the boxing, he has a lot of stuff, and I think he's going to win this fight by 29-28 decision. He's got the power. He could put Volkov out. I don't see that, but this is going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a really close fight as well. But I'm gonna go with Waldo Cortez Acosta, 29-28 decision. Moving up the card, Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Tairo. The Mickey Mouse champion, Joshua Van. He won the fight, but if anybody knows about UFC, you know what happened, so I'm not going to explain that. Josh Van versus Tatsuro Tairo. I'm going to go with Tatsuro Tairo, man. Dude, Tatsuro Tairo's good. He's real good. He's the best, Japanese prospects. He's the best one I've seen. This guy's the real deal. He's so strong for that weight class. He's he's so in shape. He's strong, decent on the feet, great in the grappling. I think he's going to take Josh Van down. I think he's going to hold him there. And that's the thing. He's active on the ground. He's not just going to lay on the ground. He's going to punch. I don't think I'm going to say it's going to be a finish, but I think I'm going to go with he's going to win 4 rounds. I don't know which 4 rounds he's going to win. So, what is it? 49-46? Yeah. I'm going 49-46 decision. Tatsuro Tairo's way. Yeah, I got Tatsuro Tairo. I took a lot of the crafty underdog. I took a lot of the underdogs on this card that I've seen other people taking, but Josh Van, he's not one of them that I recommend taking. I would take Tatsuro Tairo to win this fight, and that's pretty much all I got. I mean, he's going to take Josh Van down. He's good enough on the feet, and I love Josh Van. Josh Van is a nasty little striker, dude. I love his boxing. He's so fast. He's so quick, but he is small. He's small for flyweight. Crazy, but he is. And Tatsuro Tairo is going to be way bigger than him watching the cage, and he's going to pick him up and he's going to slam him on the ground. I mean, Tatsuro Tairo did just whatever he wanted to with Brandon Moreno on the ground, and Brandon Moreno is a way better grappler than Josh Van. So, we're going to see. I'm going to go with Tatsuro Tairo, 49-46 decision. All right. New champ. And then we're gonna run Tatsuro Tairo versus Pantoja. Yeah, I think he's gonna be Pantoja too. That's just how good I think Tatsuro Taira is. All right, coming up the card, Khamzat Chimaev, the main event. Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. Now, I don't like Sean Strickland. I don't like some of the stuff he says about some stuff. I'm not gonna get into it. You see my shirt. You see what I'm about, and I've seen Sean Strickland disrespect my religion and many others. But we're not gonna get into that. Khamzat Chimaev also I do not like at all, just because of the way he fights and what he stands for as well. So this is gonna be weird for me. So I'm gonna put all that aside, and I'm gonna just go with what my mind tells me on the UFC. I mean, I don't think Sean Strickland's gonna win this fight. I think Khamzat Chimaev's just too good in the grappling. They've trained together. That's been stated. It's been said that Khamzat Chimaev submits Sean Brady in training. When they used to train together, he said he used to just take him down and do whatever they wanted to with him. Now, Sean Strickland has been playing with emotions. He's been like, rage baiting Khamzat Chimaev pretty much. And I think he's gonna try to get Khamzat Chimaev to scrap with him, and that would be Sean Strickland's best bet, is they can make this fight a scrap and not go to the ground. And we saw what Khamzat did to Dricus du Plessis, and Dricus du Plessis was out grappling Sean Strickland in their two fights. So you know what I'm saying. I feel like if he wanted to, he could get this one on first round rear naked choke. I hope this doesn't happen. Khamzat Chimaev, that is. I hope this doesn't happen. I hope this is a war. But I think Sean Strickland's will come out hot, stuff some takedowns, and then, eventually, I don't know, man. This fight is interesting when I just start thinking about it. I'm gonna go with Khamzat Chimaev first round submission. But if he don't get that submission in the first round, I don't know, maybe second round submission, but I'm gonna go Khamzat by submission. But we go. I mean, he could just hold Sean Strickland down for 5 rounds. This fight could go so many different ways. That's why it's hard to predict. Unlike other cards, I feel like I know what's gonna happen with other fights. But with the main events, most of the time the two are so good that it could go not either way, because I think Khamzat's definitely gonna win this fight. I'm sure he's a huge favorite. But I'm gonna go with Khamzat first round submission, second round submission. I don't know. Khamzat by submission. Sean Strickland, though, he could stuff the takedowns and he could make this one dirty. And Khamzat Chimaev could be in his head wanting to strike with him because of the rage bait and make this a war, kind of like the Gilbert Burns fight that he had with Khamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns. They had a little beef, and then he stayed on the feet the whole fight, and that was pretty much his closest fight. You know what I mean? And but anyway, let's see if Khamzat Chimaev can tire a little bit, and then Sean Strickland's got a really good gas tank. He's not going to get tired. But I'd like to see if it got into the later rounds and Khamzat Chimaev's breathing heavy, and Sean Strickland's still there, deep into the body, freaking Philly shell, throwing some freaking wild shots at him, just freaking looping those right hands in. We could see. But I'm gonna go with Khamzat Chimaev's second round submission. That's how I feel about it. That's what I think's gonna happen. I change it. I'm gonna go with Khamzat Chimaev's second round submission. And that's pretty much it for the card. I appreciate everybody watching. I'll be back with another video, the next big UFC card. I'm thinking I might go over that. Nah, I was thinking about maybe going over that Netflix card, but I'm not gonna do that. There's just too many not good enough fights on there. I don't know. Leave in the comments if you want to see it. I mean, and I might do some of these. If there's a good fight night, I actually thought about doing last weekend's card, the Carlos Prates card. I thought about doing it, but I was like, nah, I didn't do it. I just don't know what people want to see and whatnot. I know to do the big UFC events. That's why I'm doing the numbered events. But let me know in the comments. And I feel so gay saying that, but whatever it is, what it is. You gotta say what you gotta say. Subscribe, hit the like button. Maybe help people out. I'm not gonna beg or anything, but let's get some subscribers. I mean, I think I have the tools to get big in this. You never know. You gotta have confidence. But I know my stuff. Let's see how these picks go. I mean, I did pretty good on the last card. The picks I picked, I did pretty good there. But we're gonna go. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I forgot. It's gonna be a good card. It's gonna be fun night of fights. And anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. Oh, I know what it was. I was thinking. Leave in the comments if you want me to the big fighters. I want to do like a video where I match make them like who their next fight should be. I see people do that, and I found it interesting. So just let me know if you want me to do that. Who fights next, like after this card. Match make a little bit. Fantasy matchmaking. But let me know if you want to see that. And I'm fit to be out of here. Your boy Money Mason. He's out.